There's a new MasterCard partnership in the Algorand ecosystem. What? That's right. We're going to look at this today. This surprised me, so we're going to dive into that news. Plus, watch out for these fake governance NFTs. I don't know what's going on with that. That's kind of strange. Algorand roadmap coming next week. What could it have? But we're going to look at a little bit of the speculation. Valor adds a stock ETP, and I don't know what that is either, but we'll find out. Plus, this major crypto project on Algorand is shutting down. That's right. Another one bites the dust, as they say, and we will dive into what that is. Maybe some of you heard about it, but we'll dive into all that on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this stuff, please hit that like and subscribe button. I say this every time, but you know what? You don't have to smash it. Just press it gently, and it works just fine that way too. You can also support our channel sponsor, non-fungible domains. They keep the channel running with their great .algo addresses that you can get. Makes doing everything in Algorand so much easier, and they got vault segments, all kinds of great stuff. You can check them out in the description below. Also brought to you by Marcus Aurelius. Now this is a meme coin and NFT project spreading the art of stoicism. I think that's pretty cool, huh? I'm a big fan of what they do. Stoicism has been an important part of my life, so that's one of the reasons I like the project. Good folks all around on both of those accounts, so check out non-fungible domains and Marcus Aurelius in the description below. Also got channel memberships for only $1. Don't forget that. It's right, you can get these videos before anyone else. But okay, enough about me blabbing. Let's get into today's news. And the first thing, we're talking about these fake governance NFTs. You got to watch out for these. So, well, let's see. This is from DC Perp King of Broken Hearts. Never seen this account before, saying anybody gonna address the fake Para-Algo wallet governance NFTs being dropped into inboxes that once logged in rekey and drain wallets. Now he says, I wasn't affected but just learned about it, seems share worthy. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't think I got one of these. I haven't seen it. I haven't been in Algorand governance, so I don't know. I have no idea, if they were checking for people who were actually in it and then sending it. Now Para responded, report the ASA ID so we can block it. He says, it wasn't me, I won't put the user on blast. Well, he didn't say anything about the user. He said just report the ASA IDs, which I think it sucks. We think blocking rekey our transactions by default is a good way to help protect future users. It's crazy to think they can rekey that quick, but I guess once they have access to the main wallet, anything is possible. It actually doesn't take very long to rekey a wallet, so that's really bad. I guess they're being polite, but like you can share the ID, the ASA ID, without putting anybody on blast. Just ask them for the ID. Just let's, that would probably help Para just block it on the back end. That would be a lot better, but okay. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. Watch out for those NFTs because that's not so good. Now the new roadmap is coming. A lot of people were asking about this new Algorand roadmap. Where is the roadmap? And it's coming next week. Got a little speculation, but let's take a look here. Algorand Foundation released this recently on July 7th. Said Algorand roadmap drops next week. This isn't just a one-year roadmap. This is the future of Algorand. MJ.algo says the future. So me being the inquisitive mind that I am, I had to ask, well, what do you think it's gonna be? Orange said scale in the use of P2P gossip network and slowly back out of relay nodes. Asked a little bit more for information, didn't get it yet. Whatever it is will lead to Stacy's bank account. I said, hey, maybe it'll lead to my bank account. Didn't really get the joke, I guess. Another person said gossip P2P. That is a thing, by the way. The peer-to-peer protocol is one of the criticisms that Justin Bonds had, that it wasn't centralized enough because we didn't have this peer-to-peer gossip protocol. John Woods had talked about it being worked on, that was coming soon. Haven't seen it yet. Also talks about a private layer. Apparently that was something that John Allen Woods also liked. It's been forced on them by everyone complaining. Sure, but what is it? They're talking about it's a slow bleeding price action. I actually am up, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm up on my Algorand. I don't really know because I don't track it that much, but I bought a lot of stuff well below 17 cents. So 1 million for new bikes. Yeah, so it's really interesting. I thought this was, that's obviously AI, but that's super interesting how it looks a lot like Silvio and Stacy, but also like the stylized versions of them. So a lot of people, I think this is sort of a sentiment test in Algorand, and I think a lot of people are frustrated, but it's not like Algorand has done that much worse than a lot of the other coins. It has, XRP is up like 4x. I'm up 4x on XRP and something like, probably about 4x, just a little under 4x on HBAR. So I think Algorand's maybe like somewhere a little less than 2x, I think. So it's not done great, but like everything's sort of in a doldrum right now. So, just hang on your pants, right? I mean, if everything was like skyrocketing and Algorand was in the tank, I could understand it, but that's not what's happening. So I want to look at this Valor and the stock ETP, because I don't know a whole lot about that, but this is the one that they had that special staking program. It's a little bit different than all the other Algorand staking programs. I didn't find it super interesting myself, so I didn't participate, but I do want to take a look at this here. Algorand is one of the new SEK dominated ETPs launched by Valor Funds on the Swedish stock market Spotlight. So Valor launches 8 new ETPs on Spotlight stock market, including Bitcoin Cash, Unisat Leo, OKB, Polygon, Algorand, Filecoin, Arbitrum, and Stacks. So that's exchange traded what? What's the P? Protocol? Product? I guess product, huh? Broader exposure to top digital assets. These new ETP listings provide regulated exchange-traded access to leading blockchain protocols, infrastructure projects, and exchange tokens, meaning growing investor demand for diversified digital asset exposure. The new listings further strengthen Valor's position as one of the most comprehensive digital asset ETP issuers in the... I don't know what the rest of it is. This is one of my big problems. I guess they kind of explain what it's for, but yeah, basically, let's look it up. Yeah, so I just took a quick look. ETP is sort of like the broader umbrella term for stuff like exchange-traded funds, or other products in there. So like, I was kind of wondering what the difference between an ETP and an ETF is, in case you're wondering. ETP is just sort of the broader range, so it might cover like funds for gold, thing like that, all kinds of other products. And you might think like, well, why do I want this? I can just get the Algorand, or I can just get Polygon. Well, some people, they got traditional stock portfolios. They're not that interested in having, going on Coinbase or something like that. This just makes it just kind of spreads it out to the broader ecosystem. So that's not a bad thing. All right, this next one is big. Maybe not a surprise to people who have been paying attention to it, but we got a big project on Algorand shutting down. It is Cometa. Well, why don't we just dive into why they're shutting down? All right, so this is directly from the horse's mouth. Cometa themselves saying Cometa is shutting down soonish. We've been working on Algorand for 3 years, but now we see low demand for our service. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I'll explain why in a minute. For the past 2 years, we've been barely profitable, and we're paying for humans in the team from our pockets. We didn't have investments. Xgovs helped us at some point, though. For the past 5 months, our profits haven't been enough to even cover the infrastructure costs, and we cannot continue like that. Why do I say that? Because there's so many different platforms all doing roughly the same thing, and I just don't think we need it. I'll be honest. I don't think we need 5 of these types of platform. I really want to see what I'm excited from some of the hackathons is I'm seeing new stuff coming through. And by the way, if you're thinking about building one of these, we've got too many already. The website will be running until there are still running pools. I think they might, so the running pools run out. So for the next 6 months, but the creation of new pools will be disabled in a few days. Probably a good idea. Thus projects won't lose their money that they had put into it already. Into already created pools, and all the users will have enough time to withdraw their funds. I tried to withdraw and it wasn't working. So I went to reset it, and it didn't work. And there was a lot of problems like that where it was down. We'll get into that in a minute. If you have trouble withdrawing your funds, please DM us or contact us via Telegram. God, I hate using Telegram. No, they should just have an email address. Anyway, it's sad to go, but the fact is we failed our mission to build a large community DeFi platform. This is the reality. It's better to move on than give users false hopes and poor service. I mean, the market will decide. I think it's, if you want to build another platform, you can build another platform, but you're going to have a ton of competition when you probably be better off offering something new to the Algorand community, in my opinion. Cosmic Champ said to see them go. Same as Hera. Good luck. I'm going to be brutal honest, but I stopped using Cometa because of the constant issues. A couple times I feared that I would never get my funds out when the website went down for a long time. I think we covered some of these, but a month-long silence at the time didn't help at all. Yeah, you can't. I've talked about this a million times, and I'm gonna give that a like. I've talked about this a million times, and I'll keep talking about it. You cannot go silent if you are a crypto project. You just cannot do that. You cannot do that. Sorry to say, but you lost the trust because of constant issues, and that was your failure. You have a great product, but fear of using it was fatal to you. Trust is a huge thing in crypto. That's why I'm like super careful about like what sponsors I take. I've only done one sponsored video because I knew the platform was good and I liked the product. If I didn't think it was good, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't think the person behind it was trustworthy, I wouldn't do it. So I've turned down a ton of stuff. you get offers when you're a crypto person, even like a smaller one like me, you get daily emails that are like, they just want to give you money, don't ask too many questions. And I'm not interested in that, because trust is really important. So one of the things you can't do is you can't go silent. If something is going wrong, you just got to come out and say, hey, we're working on it. We're going to fix it. There's a problem. We're going to fix it. If something that happens that didn't go well, you got to address it. You can't go silent. You just can't go silent. I'm going to say that over and over again until people get it. I just want to see if there's anything else worthwhile on here. Yeah, please look into the missing Nico pool. Yeah, my Nico is missing. That's what I was going to say. I have a Nico pool on there, and I found it finally, and then it wouldn't, hitting the withdraw button wouldn't do anything. And then I, usually logging off and logging back in solves that problem. And then when I logged back in, I couldn't find it. So that's probably gone. Honestly, it's like $16 worth now, which is crazy. That was like $500 worth when I got it. Yeah, some nice ones too. Some people saying another one going down the hill. Some people saying thanks for everything. Well, so that's all I want to say about that. There's so much competition. You can't do stuff like go silent. You just can't. I mean, there's plenty of other ones that are doing it the right way. Also, like most of the coins were like low market cap ASAs that I'm not going to touch. Like, I just don't touch those. Yeah, okay, and then this last one, Gora and MasterCard, which I was like, what? I had no idea this was even in the works. And it comes from a bizarre account. Yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah, so this was shared by Merlin the Trader and with a J. I've called this guy out before because he'll say he'll post the same thing that like Bitcoin has hit the golden cross. He's posting the same thing like every Thursday, and I was like, hey, it's what you said last Thursday on the Thursday before. No response, so take it for what it is. But I know I've heard this outside in other areas, so it is confirmed. Gora Network has officially entered the MasterCard sandbox as a service, marking a major milestone for both Gora Network and the Algorand ecosystem. Their enterprise's digital asset verification product is now integrated into a framework powering fintechs, institutions, and global finance. It's not just another crypto announcement. This is infrastructure adoption, and Gora is leading the charge. That's really interesting. I don't fully understand that, but same story, same tale. Okay. People's reactions to some of these things are really odd. It's either the best thing ever or it's a nothing burger. And no one seems to be confused by this. I find this a little bit confusing. Let's see if Gora said anything. Because also, I haven't heard much from them. Also, not following me, that's a bad sign. Yeah, here's their announcement too. After months of anticipation, we're proud to announce Gora is now officially part of the MasterCard sandbox as a service. The first Algorand-based project in this prestigious program. So we've heard all about that. They're introducing the Enterprise Digital Asset Verification product. So what the heck is this? Sandbox as a service is an ecosystem of integrated fintech solutions that enables you to drive innovation and support your partnership strategy. Now, you may notice I put in the title another Algorand project based in MasterCard. That's because ParaWallet is already partnering with MasterCard to allow payments through USDC at any MasterCard terminal. It's live in some countries, still waiting for that in the US. But this is like kind of different. This is a sandbox as a service. And they accelerate innovation by allowing financial institutions to collaborate, build, and validate solutions with third-party providers. Can we see like who is... yeah, I was hoping to find something that would say who their other customers are, who the other projects are. Apparently this is the only Algorand-based one in this platform right now, but I just wondered what the other ones might be, They kind of give you they tell you the things, but not the companies behind it. So, well, interesting anyway. All right, well, that's all we have for today, but I hope you got something out of that. Some really interesting news. I'm very curious what that roadmap is going to entail. We definitely will be covering that when it goes live, so keep an eye out for that. Sorry for the lack of live stream on Friday, just had too much going on, and frankly, I kind of took a little break. I did a little bit of work over the weekend, but not a ton. I went up to the cabin, was in the woods outside of Wi-Fi range for a little while. I didn't get a cell signal up there, and so it's kind of like a rest period, and I'm back ready to work. I feel good. So hope everyone enjoyed the video today. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about these new items. Leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'm FrugalBC. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't have to smash, as I always say. Just press it gently. Otherwise, hope everyone's doing well out there. Stay safe, and I will see you in the future.